You might remember a story that I covered last year where an anti-gun Democratic lawmaker broke into her stepmother's house, attempted to steal some stuff, got caught, and then tried to say that she had gone there at 4 a.m. and broken into the house and then hid in the basement while dressed in solid black because she was concerned about her stepmother's dementia. There was a big push by the Democrats in Minnesota not to have Senator Nicole Mitchell punished for her actions because they didn't want to lose her Senate seat and their chance of passing gun control bills. Well, Mitchell is back, and once again, Minnesota Democrats have voted to keep her in office even as she faces additional felony charges. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. To really get into the meat and potatoes of this story, you're gonna need a little recap. So, last April, Minnesota police got a call around 4:45 a.m. from Mitchell's stepmother saying that she tripped over a burglar lying on the floor by her bed, and that the burglar, whom she assumed was male, then ran down the stairs to the basement. Police showed up and found Mitchell in the basement, dressed all in black with a flashlight covered in a black sock and a backpack full of her stepmother's property wedged into a basement window. She admitted to getting into the house via that basement window and told them that she'd broken in to get some of her late father's belongings, including his ashes. She said that this was because her stepmother wasn't speaking to her at the time. Mitchell's father had died the year before and left everything to his wife of 45 years. So it's not like this was some gold digger lady that showed up, a year before he died. Mitchell was arrested and charged with first-degree felony burglary. At the time, there was only 1 month left in the legislative session. Republicans called for her resignation, but she refused to resign, and Democrats did not issue any discipline beyond stating that she had to go to her votes in person, as they only had a 1-seat margin and were afraid her absence would stop them from being able to pass bills. Republicans filed an ethics complaint and tried to speed up the investigation, which Democrats also refused. Mitchell, meanwhile, went on to Facebook and tried to do some damage control, saying that she had taken the 3.5-hour drive to her stepmother's house to conduct a 4 a.m. wellness check over her Alzheimer's. She denied stealing. And even if that were true, you don't try to surprise someone with Alzheimer's or dementia at 4 a.m. in the morning. I mean, you wouldn't do that to someone without those disorders. Now, before I get into the newest developments here and how obviously political they are, this video is brought to you by Home Title Lock. Did you know that American homeowners have over $32 trillion in equity? And criminals are targeting it with a growing scam the FBI calls house stealing. Scammers can transfer your title out of your name using a 1-page document they file at the county, then they can take out loans against it or even sell it behind your back. And the scariest part is that you won't even find out about it until collection or foreclosure notices start arriving in your mailbox, leaving you with a financial and legal nightmare. The best way to protect your equity is with Home Title Lock's exclusive $1 million triple lock protection. This service offers 24/7 monitoring, urgent alerts, and if fraud should occur, their US-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title. It's basically like one of those credit monitoring companies, but for your house. So, when was the last time that you checked on your title? If you're like me, the answer is never, because I didn't even know that this was a thing. That is why I have partnered with Home Title Lock to offer you all a chance to make sure that you are not already a victim. So go to HometitleLock.com/LibertyDoll and you can use promo code LD250 to get a free title history report so you can find out if you're already a victim and access to your personal title expert, a $250 value when you sign up. And make sure to check out $1 million triple lock protection details when you get there. Back to Mitchell, the courts didn't seem to buy her original story and awarded her stepmother a restraining order. Now, at the time, supporters dismissed Mitchell's behavior as being born from the trauma of grief, despite her father having been gone for a year at that point. One column expressing support even included a bunch of stories of adult children who simply weren't able to get their loved ones' belongings after they died, though none of those stories involved criminal acts. Well, Mitchell returned to the Senate. She's still in office despite a pending trial and now a second felony charge. The 4-member Senate Subcommittee on Ethical Conduct heard another complaint against Mitchell recently after the second felony burglary charge filed in connection with a crowbar police found in an egress window. It's felony possession of burglary tools. It hit her in February. Republicans argued once again for an investigation and disciplinary action. Democrats argued that a legislative investigation would somehow thwart due process and deny Mitchell her constitutional rights. Meanwhile, her trial was set to begin in January, but a judge delayed it until after the legislature adjourns in May. She and other Democratic state lawmakers claim that it's really just what her constituents want. You know, for their senator to be held to a lesser standard than them and not have any accountability for a felony B&E. Once again, the calls to launch an investigation into Mitchell and expel her from the Senate failed 2-2 along party lines. Another motion to expel her failed in January, where she herself voted to keep her in her seat, causing the motion to fail 33-33. Now, Republicans called foul and pointed to the clear conflict of interest, as senators are supposed to abstain from votes where they have a financial interest. She also voted to block a debate on her expulsion. When she spoke in front of the Ethics Committee, she invoked her Fifth Amendment rights and asked the panel to delay any proceedings. She also asked to dismiss the conflict of interest complaints, saying that she would have excused herself had that come to a vote. Instead, she voted to rule that motion out of order, helping to make sure that it didn't get to a vote at all. She also argued that her almost $52,000 salary plus $10,000 per diem bonus and health care don't amount to a financial interest in staying in the legislature. Also, she was the tying vote on all of those to keep her in her seat. Without voting for herself, actually, she would have lost. Now, all this means that she is expected to stay in her seat until after her trial is completed. Last year, Mitchell was the tie-breaking vote in a late-night session that added gun control language to a spending bill. Currently, the Democrats need her 1-seat majority to push for mandatory storage laws as well as a bill on lost or stolen firearms, which would be incredibly ironic. You know, politicians like to say that no one is above the law, but this is clearly a case where Mitchell thinks that she's above the law. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this video. You guys know the drill for all of the algorithm things. Please like, share, and subscribe if you are new here. Ring that notification bell and leave a comment down below. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there and happy shooting.